Welcome into Wager Talk TV. I am Drew Martin, joined by Rob, Veno, and Tony Finn of WagerTalk.com, and we're talking 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific kick here. Kicking us off Saturday, Rob, we got Cincinnati at SMU. We're seeing the Cincinnati Bearcats minus 3-point road favorites here, 59.5 being the total. Are you liking anything in this AAC matchup, Rob?
Well, I think, Drew, as we get through here, early portion of the week, we're starting to find out that it looks like Cincinnati quarterback Ben Bryant is going to be back. Got knocked out of the last game in the fourth quarter. Lucky for Cincinnati, they had a bye week last week, and he had time to get through the concussion protocol. According to head coach Luke Fickell, Ben Bryant's already back. He's found his way back. And their top wide receiver, Tyler Scott, who had an ankle injury in the same game, Fickell's hopeful he gets him back as well. So, it was interesting to me to see the line open at 3. I think that was due to the injury to Bryant because my power ratings made the game 7. I think if you believe Ben Bryant's going to play in this game, you're betting it right this second before it's fully announced. And then this game creeps up a little bit. And for Cincinnati, real quick here, guys, it's going to be the best pass offense they've seen all season long. They did face Tulsa, who currently ranks as the number 11 rated pass offense in NCAA football. SMU sits at 4 with Tanner Mordecai leading the way, Rashee Rice, star wide receiver. Since he beat Tulsa 31-21, however, in that game, Davis Brin, the quarterback for Tulsa, was a little bit banged up and actually exited the game in the fourth quarter, and they finished with the backup 31-21 final. That game, I believe Tulsa had a chance late in that game to score another TD. So since he laid 10, won by 10. In this contest, SMU, much like Tulsa, really shouldn't present much of a running threat. So it's really going to be on the quarterback's right arm here, Tanner Mordecai. And if you check early week weather reports, you'll see that there's heavy winds scheduled for this game. This game's being played at 11 a.m. Central Time. And between 11 a.m. and about 3 p.m. on Saturday in Dallas, Texas, it looks like 18 to 21 mile an hour winds, which could play a little bit of havoc with SMU if they're unable to run. And the last 3 weeks, they've been unable to run against the 3 teams that they face. And they've also been beaten badly on the ground, giving up 241 rushing yards per game against TCU, UCF, and Navy. So they haven't been able to run. They've given up a lot on the ground. That certainly bodes well for Cincinnati with their quarterback coming back for this contest. I think edge Cincinnati in that one. If I look toward the total here, SMU games are soaring score-wise here as of late. They're scoring a bunch. They've allowed between 34 and 42 points a game in each of their last 4 games. The totals in those 4 games have hit 61, 76, 60, and 74. Right now we're staring at 62.5. Cincinnati's dominated this series the last 2 years. Lay points last year, -10, win the game by 34. Get 2.5 the year before, win the game by 29. It's a combined beating of SMU of 90-27 the last 2 seasons. I don't know that a lot of that's going to change this year. I think Cincinnati is still the better team. Despite losing 2 cornerbacks to the NFL draft, they've played really well in the defensive secondary. And while Tulsa is the only good pass team they've faced so far and their quarterback was a little bit banged up, I think perhaps the wind conditions and the lack of an SMU running game might equal to that here, and Cincinnati should be able to play pretty solid defense and score what I think could be, 38-40 plus here against an SMU defense that seems to be giving it up like water lately. So give me Cincinnati minus the 3, Drew, in anticipation of Ben Bryant coming back and starting here on Saturday.
Okay, looking towards the Cincinnati side. Tony, what about you? What are you thinking here? Maybe a little weather issues early on Saturday, Cincinnati, SMU, Tony.
If there's any wind, any weather issues whatsoever, it makes Cincinnati that much stronger in my orbit. Rob really did a great job of outlining who these two teams are. He mentioned the Tulsa game, which I was on the over in that Tulsa game. I didn't get over because of the situation. If you watch Cincinnati, they stopped Tulsa. Tulsa had driven down the field with a backup, and they were in the red zone. But then Cincinnati decided, it's time we play some defense like we know we can play. And, they lived in the backfield. They're really disciplined, well coached. I'm a Finkel fan. I'm a big fan, and believe that his teams are they're prepared and versed and know what they're facing. Give this team 2 weeks to prepare, and it's going to be much like it has been in the past. And Rob described that. Last two meetings, 48-14, 42-13 Cincinnati. I think 8-2. I think what's been a 5-0, 8-2 run. I'm not quite sure, but Rob kind of stirred those thoughts up. And this is a good Cincinnati team. It really is. And SMU is a liability defensively. They're a huge liability. And if there's bad weather, if it's just a rain and wind, they want to throw the ball. And I certainly trust Cincinnati much more than I do SMU. Not that SMU is a bad program, but not only player-wise, personnel-wise, but the coaching staff as well. SMU had to snap a 3-game losing streak with a win over Navy this past Friday. They needed 20 unanswered points to get that done. If I'm in this room, Drew, I'm on the Bearcats, or I'm just gonna exit stage left.
All right, in the room, guys. Cincinnati SMU. Enjoy it on Saturday. Kicking us off. Check out Tony Finn. Just heard from him there. Rob Veno as well at wagertalk.com. Guys, a good day to do so is Mondays. $9 Mondays. All plays from all handicappers discounted to just $9. Check it out, wagertalk.com.